Okay, so I'm here with Abdurrahman. Abdurrahman?
Yeah, that's
Uh,
good enough. Yeah,
that's good. That's good enough. I gotta
that's good
practice
enough.
this now for the next week for the next interview that we do have because I have a feeling I'm gonna be speaking to you a lot more often.
No worries.
Thank you very much for joining me. How are you today?
Pleasure to have me. I'm good. I'm good. Obviously, feeling good. It's always the Wednesday midweek. Always tired on the midweek, but gotta push through it.
Exactly, exactly. It's not about motivation, it's about discipline.
That's it.
Um, you're after coming off, you fight in Paddy Holohan's gym, which is a fantastic gym. Obviously, we've seen the
Oh no,
fight
for
have
sure, definitely.
come out there. Shauna in the UFC, obviously.
hmm
Georgie Grozav, I think, is someone, I think because he's not social media heavy and he's not out there, I don't think he gets the credit he deserves. He is a beast, bro. Like,
Well, I'll tell you from first hand. I spar him often, and man, he's one of those guys there you wouldn't expect to be so well rounded, and he is. You see him a lot. See he's grappling in the cage, but he has really, really good striking as well. And he's a really nice guy as well.
yeah, he's an absolute gentleman, and that's
Yeah,
good because like that, he doesn't usually use his striking. So if people go up to the feet and they go, right, we'll go here. It's
yeah,
kind of like pick your poison, and they're probably going to be surprised and caught out when they do
yeah.
go to the feet
hmm
because he doesn't need to use it because his wrestling is so effective in fights.
Yeah.
But you're coming off a big win, like an absolutely monster finish. What a statement to announce
Mm.
yourself with. How do you feel about that win, looking back at it now and about the finish?
Well, looking back at it, of course, you can't deny that. It was a good finish. Actually, in the debut as well, which also made it even better. But I knew it was gonna happen. I knew like if I was gonna win the fight, it was either by finish. Well, obviously, I didn't expect it to go past the first round. So when it did, kind of Paddy looked at me after the first round and was like, "Listen, we're one round down." I was like, "We came up here with the intention of getting him out in the first." So I was like, I even told Paddy if I don't get him out in the first, I'm gonna get him out in the second. So like the second I kind of switched, I was like, okay, I need to get him out now. So I had to do it straight away. It was the first clean shot that landed in the fight as well.
Yeah, I say Paddy was happy then because Paddy Houlihan's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
like I love Paddy. We
yeah.
spoke about just before we came on. He's so animated, but he loves the fighters and that's why you see him so animated. And I don't want to say angry, but animated because he knows what you're capable of, and obviously he reinforced that to you. Like you said, this was going to the first round. He knew you were capable of it. So did that turn the switch and say, right, this I have to do it now, second?
Definitely, definitely. Because I'll say like one thing, I did underestimate his grappling a little bit, but it's like when Paddy seen that first round, it's just he was really unhappy because he didn't see that sense of urgency for me to finish the fight. So he kind of had to remind me like kind of why I'm here in the cage going into round two. Like we're here to finish the fight. We're not here to just kind of just keep doing what we're doing, playing around, mixing up the positions, and then just maybe get losing the decision or winning a decision. And that's not in my head ever a decision. Like I'm always looking at how can I finish the fight in the first round, and if I don't do it in the first, I'm hella like for sure gonna do it in the second. And if I don't do it in the second, I promise you I'll do it in the third. So I'm always looking for a finish, no matter like where the fight's at.
No, 100%. It's good because like that. That like when I saw that finish, I was like, wow, who is this? Like, where did this
Yeah.
come from? And it's good because new people come on the scene all the time. And when I saw that, I was like, this guy is good. But talk to us about like that was your first amateur fight, like a debut.
hmm
What was the emotions and stuff like that? Because you seem quite confident in your skill and your ability and what you're gonna do. What was it like leading up to fight? Nervous, excitement? You tell us how you felt.
So like in all honesty, like that camp that I had, so obviously I accepted the fight 1 month prior to uh fight day. And before that, obviously, I was meant to fight Conor McCaughan back on EFC in December, and I got a chest infection on the week of the fight, so I had to pull out of that. And then I kind of had a bit of a layoff, like 3 weeks. I got a really bad chest infection, like I couldn't even do any physical exercise for a good 3 weeks. And then even when I got back into training, I was still I felt it. And then I kind of just had a little bit of a layoff where I just trained every day kind of for a while. That's what I do anyways. And then I had some teammates being like, "You're kind of lacking." I'm like, "On what? I'm here every day." And they're like, "You're not getting any fights." So I was like, yeah, kind of didn't piss me off, but I was like, yeah, I probably am lacking. So I went and just literally looked at every card and asked for fights. And then I ended up getting a fight on EFC. So you always know that feeling when you get, when you get a fight. It's exciting, nerve-wracking. But when I like got sent the matchup with Jaden, like I seen the fight at the time because he was 1-0 against Kieran Murphy, and I wasn't really impressed. So obviously, but that's just me though. But Paddy seen it and he was like, yeah, no, we're beating this guy 100%. And then he ended up fighting 2 weeks after that. Like that's so like I think it was like 2, 3 weeks before our fight, he fought against Ryan Holohan. And I was seeing that and I was like, why is he fighting like that close to my fight? I was like, must be thinking like, oh yeah, that guy's a walk in the park. I'll just fight this guy, then fight that guy, then fight that guy. It's like that's not how it works. Then he ended up submitting him in like 30 seconds or something like that. But I seen the fight and I didn't think it was that impressive because she was like Ryan was tapping like way before the submission was even on. And I actually spoke to Ryan backstage and he told me that it was kind of more of a panic tap than anything. So I knew it. We knew it like straight away. And then even after that, like it didn't shake my belief going into the fight. I still knew that I was going to beat him. And that camp, honestly, like it was a bit of a shaky camp, um, compared to the Cohen one. Like that was a 2 month long camp. I hated like a 2 month long camp was just not worth it. And so I like this one more, but obviously not every camp's gonna go well. But because I'm always training, if the camp doesn't go well, it doesn't matter because I'm still going in great shape. Because like right now, I'll get a fight this Saturday and I would go 3, 5 rounds and I wouldn't gas out. So I'm always in shape all year round. I'm always in the gym. So going into the fight, that was my mentality. It was like even if it does go distance, like I have the energy to finish him in the third round. The last minute, I would still be moving like how I'm moving in the first minute.
And that's good to stay ready. And I think fighters have to stay ready and stay trained all year because years ago, back in the day, Paddy probably tell you you could have got away with not being in the gym as much, not being there. But the sport has evolved so much that everybody's in the gym every day. Every people could be training twice a day, 3 times a day, depending on if they work or what it is. So you've got the right, from what I hear, you've got the right attitude and you've got the right belief in yourself. But talk to us about joining MMA. What led you to join MMA and why Paddy Holohan's gym?
So what led me to join MMA? It's actually not like I'm gonna be honest, I don't have that much of like an interesting backstory, like a villainous backstory, like not really. So obviously life went on between the ages. Like I joined at 17 and I'm 19 now, so I've only been training for 2 years. And when I joined, it wasn't really me who wanted to join. So at the time, I was kind of like not like lost. I just didn't know what to do, what I was doing in life really. I was hitting the gym, I was on that whole like trying to get big or to look good. That's really it. Still in school. And then I had a friend telling me like that he's gonna go do MMA. And at the time, obviously I knew what the sport was, but I didn't know much about it really. And so he told me if I want to go with him. So I was like, yeah, sure, basically. And then I literally we like didn't speak about it for a month. So it was one of those things where you just talk about it and you don't do it. And I remember texting him once and I'm like, so you said you were gonna do that MMA thing, and I still have those texts actually. I'm gonna screenshot them the other day. And then he was like, yeah, yeah, let's go. And then I remember speaking to him, telling me that he has like his friends train there that are now my teammates and friends. And I joined, and literally the first person that greeted me walking in was Paddy. And I remember seeing him, and he was like, I don't know, he was just so he has so much energy, yeah. And he was just telling me how great the sport was, and I was just there like pulled up, like had no clue what was going on, no gloves, into a kickboxing class, like nothing. And I did like the kickboxing classes for like 2 months, and then I started grappling upstairs doing jiu-jitsu for like a month, I'd say. And then month into it, Paddy comes to me and he's like, you should do the MMA leagues. And I'm like, why? He's like, oh, you'd smash those guys up. And I was like, oh yeah, sure. So if he thinks so, then why couldn't I? And I ended up entering that. So that's how I got into competing. And it's weird. That's just how it went. And then I did that. And you see me, like I'm the type of person where when I do something, it's either I'm the best at it or I don't do it at all. So when I like, when you have that first sparring session or that first time you roll with like a blue belt and above, and you just get absolutely smashed, it's like I hate that. And I'm like, yeah, that can't be happening to me. So I just ended up showing up every day, just stayed consistent. It kind of did spawn out of nowhere. Like people that trained there did tell me you kind of did just spawn out of nowhere. Just showed up every day, and then now I'm fighting. And that's basically the duality of it. And obviously, some teammates left, some teammates joined, but like currently, right now, I have to shout out my boy Ucha, just me and him. We're like, we do everything together, almost everything. Like we spar together mainly, roll together, and we do all the drilling and pass together. So I kind of found like somebody to just stick with, similar weight, similar skill level. And that I feel like that was one of the biggest factors of my improvement. It was definitely just finding someone you can just do everything with, and then you just both improve along the way.
Yeah, like someone that has the same kind of ambition, energy,
Yeah, yeah,
motivation,
yeah.
kind of that you constantly want to improve, and it's good like that to
Yeah,
find someone like that you push each other
yeah.
to get better. And like that, you're saying you didn't have a big villain story, but I like the whys and the buts behind everything. And obviously, you said um that you didn't have any directions. You find now since you joined, you have more direction in life, and has the discipline and stuff bled into your personal life as well. Like, that it's made you a little bit more organized, disciplined outside of the gym as well. Has that bled into it, or
Um, Listen, well, I'll tell you something like I'd be disciplined when I want to be disciplined at something. Do you know what I mean? And that's kind of everybody. Like if you really want to be good at something, then you will. Well, I did other things in the past, that I got that you have to show up every day to be good at it things. Like everyone must have done something before MMA where they've probably failed at it. Like obviously a lot of people would say people went from football to MMA, and I did get that like showing up every day, and I got really good at things in the past, and I didn't understand what it takes to get really good at something. But like to answer your question, like did it transfer to other things? Definitely, 100%. I think the biggest thing that I tell people that MMA is transferred to is keeping me relaxed in situations like, let's say, an interview or meeting someone new. Do you know what I mean? Like before, I would be very nervous and wouldn't know what to expect. I'd be anxious, a bit jittery. But after doing something like fighting, and something like that would just be like in your head so small that you would never even be nervous in a situation like that.
yeah, I
So
get that.
that's what I'd say the biggest thing that transferred over.
Yeah, and a lot of people say that the confidence that it gives you, because like a lot of people, like when I asked them for interviews, like, oh no, I don't know if I could do an interview. I was like, bro, man, you get into your shorts and you fight someone in a cage, and I'm the least scary person around. I would just have a conversation, but it just shows that it can help you in different ways and different things as well. So, um, and then being in the gym as well, like with Paddy, talk to us about Paddy, because for me, you're actually, there was something I was going to say there. You're talking about showing up every day. Have you ever seen the documentary on Paddy Holohan?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I watched it there
Yeah, yeah,
recently, and I think it's one of the best things ever. 10,000 hours, I believe it's called.
yeah.
Um,
10,000 hours, yeah.
and just the energy I'm getting from you is kind of the energy he puts out there. Like, I thought if I get smashed by someone, that's not happening again. I'm getting better, and I love that attitude.
Mhm.
What was it like fighting on the EFC? Because they've got that massive cage as well. Talk to us about what it's like, how the show was
Um,
ran, how much you liked it, and being in the cage.
so here's the thing, like from my perspective, as a guy who's never fought before on a promotion, I'm watching fighters fight from third person, like the person either watching them from your TV screen or watching them from the stands. So, do you know what I mean? And then being there in first person didn't feel real. And obviously, like you just pull up, you just see a big ambulance outside, you just walk in, the tension in the room is crazy because there's like a big cage, people fighting, people screaming, loud music playing, people getting hurt. And obviously, like that's just from my perspective what I'm seeing. But obviously, like I was just so prepared that nothing fazed me like walking in there. So Paddy was like, we walked in, obviously you feel the tension straight away. Whether you're fighting, whether you're just there to spectate, or whether you're just there to support a friend, you're gonna feel the tension in that venue straight away. Even in a competition, you feel that tension. Don't even know how to explain it. But Paddy was like, yeah, so this is it. And I'm like, so that's it. So I walk in, I'm like, so this is it. Like, it didn't feel any different to just being at a local competition or getting ready to have like a really hard spar with one of your teammates. Do you know what I mean? And then, so EFC, like, great promotion. Definitely. Like, I would really love to fight for them again. Your main man Barry is really sound. Um, Same thing with Adam. So fighting in a big cage, I'd say like I got in there. And obviously the walkout was weird as hell. Like I don't even know how to explain that. And then getting into a big cage, it didn't feel like I am in a big cage. You know what I mean? It still felt like I'm in a cage, whether I'm in a small cage or a big cage. It definitely makes a difference. But it's like it makes a difference, but people think like, oh, that cage must be so big. Like, yeah, but let's say small amateur cage, two steps back and your back's on the fence. Big cage, 5 steps back, your back's on the fence. Do you know what I mean? So I like the way you can move around more and kind of be more dynamic with your striking. But I think it doesn't make a difference for me whether I'm in a small or a big cage because I don't really walk backwards much. Do you know what I mean? Um, so yeah, that's basically it. Like I think EFC definitely a great promotion. I'd love to fight for them again in the future, hopefully in October. Well, I'm still looking for fights right now. Like I'm still Akuma is 1 month away. I'm still trying to get on that. Um, Same thing with IUR. Like whatever promotion I can get on, I'll just fight for them. Like I just can't wait to do it again, basically.
Yeah, yeah, and why wouldn't you after the finish you had
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
debut you had? And I like what you said there about the cages because a lot of people go, "Oh, the big cage." This, whereas obviously you're looking at the cages as the tools at your disposal, and you will use them appropriately to what you need to do
hmm
in the fight. Whether it's a smaller cage or bigger cage, 5 steps or 2 steps, you're going to have that in your mind. Well, I can only take 2 steps back if needed. This is what's going to happen. It sounds like you've mentally prepared for what you're going into, but as an amateur fighter, you're talking about Akuma, your fighting championship. You've got Elite again. You've got Keisha. Like, there's so many. How does it feel as an amateur fighter to have this many options? Because Paddy would probably tell you, you didn't have these options years ago.
Yeah, he always says that to me. He actually said that to me on the day as well. Yeah, no, he always explains like what it was like for him back in the day. So we're having so many promotions, it's just cool to be able to just like choose from different promotions. Like one might have a bigger cage, one might have a smaller cage, one might look more professional. But for me, it doesn't make a difference. For me, a fight's a fight. Like I'll fight somebody in a flipping football field. Do you know what I mean? As long as it's an MMA fight, I'll do that. But I don't really mind kind of what promotion I fight on. But it's cool to have options, definitely. From what Paddy's explaining, it sounded like I don't even know. Um, from what he did back in the day, that didn't sound too fun. So at least you still have like as an amateur fighter, you get to take off the shin pads and you basically get to fight on a promotion. I remember like after that fight, I remember some friends that don't fight would text me be like, "Are you a pro fighter?" I'm like, "Nah, not a pro fighter yet," because it looks like it from somebody else's perspective, basically. But it's cool. It's cool to be able to get in there into a promotion and into a show and fight in a show like and to have the option. Obviously, I'm blessed for that.
Yeah, and like that, it sounds like it's mad because I speak to a lot of people and they talk about nerves and stuff, and you sound like the because one of the things about fighting is it's not just the fight on the day. Like I said, you go into the event, you've got the cage, you've got the tension and stuff, and a lot of people don't seem prepared for that. But it didn't seem to phase you, which is really good because a lot of people talk
hmm
about being nervous or the crowd, especially when you're fighting a hometown lad as well. That can get to them or people in the crowd. Whereas you seem to be as cool as a cucumber going into the whole thing. But did you have a number of fights you'd like to get before the end of the year? Like, obviously, you're trying to get on Akuma. I'll have a chat with Steve and see is there anything that can be done. Because I'd have a good relationship with Steve.
hmm
And like that, I'll keep an eye out for fights for you now as well myself.
Appreciate it. Yeah, yeah.
I try and be your little matchmaker and see can I get you some fights. But do you have a number you'd like to get to, or are you just going to take it as they come?
No, so I don't have a number, but I'll say this, like I'll take as many fights as I could. So if you could give me a fight every week, and yeah, I'll take a fight every week.
I love that attitude. I love
Yeah.
that attitude. And because, like you said, Paddy would talk before, it could be 3 months apart before you could get a fight. The rule sets were mad. It was mixed between amateur and semi-pro. It was
There
just
was
a
no
wild, wild
cage. He
west.
was telling me there was no cage, and I don't even know how he was telling me there's no cage. Just in a flipping, it's in like a one of those, school indoor like what do they call them? One of those school indoor gyms, just mats placed all over the place. Some mats on the wall. That's basically it. You just go in there, you just fight. I was like, damn. And yeah, no. So like I don't like putting numbers to myself. Like when it comes to anything in life, I don't be like when we're making money, I don't want to be like I want to make 10K by the end of the year. I want to have 6 fights by the end of the year. Why? Because circumstances change. Like if I go into training today and flipping snap my ACL, then I'm getting 0 fights this year. Do you get me? So if I don't want to put that like pressure on myself and tell other people I'm gonna get this many fights this year, because circumstances change and can never happen. I just tell myself, I tell people I want to fight as much as I can, and that's basically it. Like what? There's how many more cards? There's definitely going to be a card every month. I'm going to try and get on every one. If I can't, I can't. But if I can, I can. That's basically it.
Yeah, there's a wholesome like I want to say we've about 10 shows between the Republic and Northern Ireland as well. And they're all coming up. You've got Akuma, then you've got September, October, there's like maybe three, November, I think there's at least two, then December, I think there's one or two as well. So like you've the option of maybe fighting, depending on if you can get matched maybe 5, 6 times to two, but obviously like that, just take one
That's
at
the
a
issue.
time.
Yeah, that's the issue. So it's getting matched. Okay, so obviously I'd love to fight as much as I could, but getting matched is a nightmare. Even getting matched when I had no fights was a nightmare. And imagine now, and then imagine I beat a big grappler now, and then it's just like Impact told me good luck getting a fight after that. But yeah, so I'm not gonna stop basically. Like it's like you see that fight I just had with Jaden, that is like 1% of me in all honesty. Um like do you want me I'll tell you why. That was the first clean shot that landed in the fight. I basically showed nothing. Do you know what I mean? Um just to show like if you put me in there with someone a bit more higher level, I have a lot more to show than just one right hand in my tools, my grappling, my kickboxing, everything. I feel like I am very well rounded, 100%. And I just can't wait to show it. Can't wait to just get in there and do it again.
Hopefully we can get you matched for Akuma and like that.
Hopefully, hopefully.
There's a host more shows as well, and then going into the future. But from speaking to you, you sound like a very grounded, level-headed, intelligent young man, especially with the answers that you've given me.
Appreciate it.
It's been an absolute pleasure to speak today. I'm going to let you go. Is there
Appreciate it,
anything you want to
man.
say before you go, or anyone you want to shout out? And I really appreciate your time.
No, no, I think everything was said very well. But I'd love to come on here again, of course. It's fun speaking to you and definitely if whatever shows you're commentating on, I think you know exactly what to say before I walk out.
I think I definitely will after this conversation. And yeah, no, I appreciate that you enjoy being on with me. It's an absolute pleasure, and that means a lot to me when I hear stuff like that from fighters. So thank you very much for that compliment. I'm gonna let you go. Have a good evening, and thanks for your time
You
again.
too, man. Thank you so much, man. I'll see you again. Take care.
Cheers, Pat.